Welcome to Tanu Science. In this video, we'll learn the answers from Chapter 3 Thermal Physics in the part of 6th Roman letter. Answer in briefly. Question number 1. Define 1 calorie. Let us consider this is 1 gram of water. This 1 gram of water temperature is raised through 1 degree Celsius by applying the heat energy. So how much heat energy required to increase the temperature about 1 degree Celsius of 1 gram of water? That heat energy is 1 calorie. The amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water through 1 degree Celsius. So 1 calorie defined as the amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water through 1 degree Celsius. So the amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water through 1 degree Celsius. Question number 2. Distinguish between linear and aerial or superficial expansion. This is linear expansion. This is aerial or superficial expansion. If you increase the solid object, that object expand in length. That is known as linear expansion. Aerial expansion in the sense, if you apply heat to the object, that object increase in area. That means length and breadth going to be increases. So this is area increases. So due to that heat applied to the object, if it's increase in area, that is aerial expansion. So general thing, we have to apply heat to both the objects. For linear expansion, the object expand in length. In aerial expansion, object expand in area. Next, coefficient of linear expansion is alpha L. Coefficient of aerial expansion is alpha A. Coefficient of linear expansion is nothing but the ratio of increase in length, that is del L, increase in length per degree rise in temperature, that is del T, per degree rise in temperature to its unit length, that is L naught. Linear coefficient definition or coefficient of linear expansion is defined as the ratio of increase in length of the body per degree rise in temperature. The del T value is 1 degree Celsius. So degree rise in temperature to its unit length, that is known as coefficient of linear expansion. For aerial expansion is very easy. Instead of the linear, we are going to use the aerial or superficial expansion. The ratio of, that is coefficient of superficial expansion, is defined as the ratio of increase in area per degree rise in temperature to its unit area. This is coefficient of superficial expansion or aerial expansion. Now unit for del L meter, for L naught meter, meter will be cancelled. So unit of temperature is Kelvin. So Kelvin goes to numerator, Kelvin inverse. This is unit. For this one also same unit. For area meter square, here denominator meter square, both will be cancelled. Now unit of temperature is Kelvin. If it goes to numerator, Kelvin inverse. Now we'll see the first point. When a solid object is heated, its length increases. When a solid object is heated, its area increases. So in linear expansion, length is increases. Aerial expansion, areas increases. Next, in the second different, by using this formula, you can write the statement easily. The ratio of increase in length of the body per degree rise in temperature. Per degree rise in temperature to its unit length is called as coefficient of linear expansion. Its unit Kelvin inverse. Here wherever length, that length is replaced by area, then linear replaced by areal. So the ratio of increase in area of the body per degree rise in temperature to its unit area is called as coefficient of areal expansion. Its unit for area meter square both will be cancelled. Unit of temperature is Kelvin. If the Kelvin goes to numerator, Kelvin inverse. Question number 3. What is coefficient of cubical expansion? Coefficient of cubical expansion denoted by alpha V. This is object or body. If you apply heat to this body, it expands in length, breadth and height. So it is going to expand in length, breadth and height in the 3 dimension about 1 degree Celsius. So volume changed as del V. Initial volume was V. Now degree rise in temperature, that is del T. So this is the formula for coefficient of cubical expansion. Alpha V is equal to del V by V naught into del T. So by using this formula we can define for coefficient of cubical expansion. Coefficient of cubical expansion is defined as the ratio of rise in volume per degree rise in temperature to its unit volume. The ratio of increase in volume of the body per degree rise in temperature to its unit volume. So unit volume is V naught, degree rise in temperature is del T. The ratio of increase in volume is del V. So the ratio of increase in volume of the body per degree rise in temperature to its unit volume. Unit of cubical expansion is Kelvin inverse. Unit of volume meter cube. Unit of volume meter cube. So this meter cube will be cancelled. So unit of temperature is Kelvin. The Kelvin goes to numerator, Kelvin inverse. Question number 4. State Boyle's law. So when the temperature of the gas constant and one more mass is constant. So when the temperature is constant for the given mass of the gas, the pressure of the gas is inversely proportional to the volume of the gas. So P is the pressure, V is the volume. So both will be inversely proportional to each other. At what condition? When temperature and mass is constant. When the temperature of the gas is kept constant, so temperature is constant, the volume of a fixed mass, so fixed mass in the sense mass also constant, the volume of the fixed mass of gas is inversely proportional to its pressure. So where P is the pressure, V is the volume. So pressure is inversely proportional to the volume, or volume is inversely proportional to its pressure. Question number 5. The law of volume. State the law of volume. The law of volume gives a relation between volume and temperature when pressure is constant. So when pressure of the gas is kept constant, the volume of gas is directly proportional to temperature of the gas. The law of volume, when the pressure of gas is kept constant, so here pressure is kept constant, the volume of gas is directly proportional to the temperature of the gas. So the volume of the gas is directly proportional to temperature of the gas. Question number 6. Distinguish between real gas and ideal gas. So this is real gas. This one is ideal gas. Major difference here, there is an interaction in real gas, but in ideal gas there is no interaction. Now consider this container contains a real gas. The real gas contains the atoms or molecules. So there will be the interactions between the molecules or between the atom, there will be the interaction. But in ideal gas, same thing, the container contains the ideal gas. Here contains a number of atoms and molecules, but there is no any interaction. Here no interaction. Here there is a interaction. At very second difference, at very high temperature and low pressure, this real gas behave as a ideal gas. In ideal gas, at same condition, at very high temperature and low pressure, there may be the weak interactions among the interatomic force or intermolecular force. First, find the difference we discussed already. The molecules or atoms of gases interact with each other, but here in ideal gas, the molecules, atoms of a gases do not interact with each other. Second different, at very high temperature or low pressure. So here also same condition, at very high temperature or low pressure, here the real gas behaves as an ideal gas. But here the interatomic or intermolecular force of attraction are weak. Here do not interact, we discussed, but here interatomic or intermolecular force of attraction very weak in practice. Question number 7. What is coefficient of real expansion? So here coefficient of real expansion for liquid. Real is nothing but true. So you remember this formula, alpha coefficient of real expansion, you can take alpha V is equal to del V by V naught into del T. Coefficient of real expansion. By using this formula, we can define coefficient of real expansion is defined as the ratio of true rise in volume per degree rise in temperature to its unit volume. So coefficient of real expansion, the ratio of true rise in the volume, of the liquid per degree rise in temperature to its unit volume. So the ratio of the true rise in the volume, in the sense del V of liquid per degree rise in temperature is del T to its unit volume. This is V naught. By using this formula, we can define for coefficient of real expansion. Its unit Kelvin inverse. For volume meter cube, for this volume meter cube are going to be cancelled. Unit of temperature Kelvin, the Kelvin goes to numerator Kelvin inverse. Question number 8. What is coefficient of apparent expansion? If you apply heat to any substance, it is going to expand. If it is calculated apparent expansion, we can define coefficient of apparent expansion. Apparent in the sense approximately it is going to expand. Coefficient of apparent expansion is defined as the ratio of apparent rise in volume per degree rise in temperature to its unit volume. Unit of volume is meter cube. Here unit of volume is meter cube. Both will be cancelled. So unit of temperature is Kelvin, goes to numerator Kelvin inverse. This is like true expansion. So instead of the true word, we are going to use the word apparent. So we'll see the definition, how to write. Coefficient of apparent expansion, the ratio of. So you can remember this formula. No need to write this formula in your answer. For understanding your writing, the coefficient of apparent expansion is defined as the ratio of apparent rise in the volume. Apparent rise in the volume is del V of the liquid per degree rise in temperature. Per degree rise in temperature is del T to its unit volume. So 2 its means it will be denominator. To its unit volume is V naught. The coefficient of apparent expansion is defined as the ratio of the apparent rise in volume of liquid per degree rise in temperature to its unit volume. Unit of volume meter cube, here unit of volume meter cube, both will be cancelled. So unit of temperature is Kelvin. The Kelvin goes to numerator, Kelvin inverse. Thank you, students.